Hi guys, I hope you've all had a great holiday weekend and you're ready to get back to the hard work that we've been completing recently. We've got a few learning intentions this week. The first is to understand what a stem cell is and its role in growth and repair. Second, we're going to learn where we might find stem cells. And finally, we want to understand the ethical issues involved in stem cells and their potential uses in medicine. Stem cells are unspecialised cells that all cells come from. Quite literally, they stem from them. So if we think back to specialised cells, stem cells are the unspecialised cells that the specialised cells, such as skin cells, come from. Stem cells can be found all throughout the body and are used in growth and repair of cells. In order to help cells grow or repair, stem cells can go through two different processes. They can divide in order to self-renew. So by that we mean they can make more stem cells. Or they can differentiate to produce specialised cells. So they can make these specialised cells such as red blood cells, skin cells, liver cells. And it's through a process called differentiation. So if we look at this diagram here, stem cells, firstly, can multiply to produce more stem cells. So you can see this first process here, where the stem cell turns into two. And this process is called self-renewal. Stem cells can then differentiate into specialised cells. So they can go from being unspecialised to specialised, such as in red blood cells. There are two types of stem cell that we need to know about. The first is an embryonic stem cell, and the second is a tissue stem cell. Embryonic stem cells are found in an embryo at the very earliest stages of life, and this is around about 5 days after fertilisation takes place. So it's about 5 days after the sperm cell and the egg cell come together. Embryonic stem cells have the potential to produce many different types of specialised cell. So an embryonic stem cell can produce skin cells, liver cells, red blood cells, cardiac cells, and they're all different types of cell. This makes them very, very useful. However, if you think back to second year, using embryonic stem cells is very controversial. Because when we obtain the embryonic stem cells, this can result in destruction of the embryo. Tissue stem cells are found all throughout the body for the entirety of your life. They can still differentiate into specialised cells, but they're more restricted than embryonic stem cells. So they can only differentiate into cells of a particular tissue. So to explain this a bit clearer, if we were to take stem cells that divide to replace red blood cells, if that's a tissue stem cell, it can only divide to become red blood cells. It couldn't become a skin cell, or a liver cell, or a kidney cell. Stem cells have been shown to have great potential in medical research and in therapeutic treatments. So in treating disease, they can be used to replace cells that have been damaged or cells that have been destroyed by particular diseases. These diseases include diabetes, multiple sclerosis, and brain injuries. So we can use the stem cells in order to replace the tissue that is damaged by these diseases. So to recap this week's work, we've been looking at stem cells this week. We've learned that stem cells are unspecialised cells, that all specialised cells come from. They're involved in the growth and repair of cells, and stem cells can either be embryonic stem cells or tissue stem cells. And depending on the type of cell that it is, changes where we would find the cell. We've learned that stem cells can be used in medical research and in treatment of disease. However, the use of them is controversial due to the use of embryonic stem cells, because using embryonic stem cells causes destruction of the embryo, and we would call this an ethical issue. Now that we've went through the PowerPoint, these are the revision tools that I'm advising you use this week. Again, the revision notes can be found in the Files section of Teams, and they'll also be attached to the assignment document. If you look at page 3 this week, it gives you all the information that you'll need for stem cells. You can also look at the BBC Bite Size website for additional help. And again, I have attached the details of this to the assignment. This week, we have the same 2 assessment materials for you to complete. The first is your revision questions for you to download and complete. And again, if you cannot complete this on the computer, write them on a sheet of paper and email pictures to me. The second is a stem cells quiz on Teams. Once you've completed this, you must submit it. This will show me that you've completed the task. Remember that, as always, the quiz won't be posted until Thursday. It'll be due for completion by the end of the day on Friday. Please let me know if you have any trouble accessing documents in Teams. Thank you for listening.